Hey there, Erin Lee here of VancouverIslandPsychic.com, bringing you the monthly Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. So the purpose of this reading is to answer those personal questions that you have so that you can move forward with your life in a positive and meaningful way to you. So the way that this works is you think of a question, and while you're thinking of a question, choose a crystal to represent the message and the answer for you. Don't worry if you don't know what the crystal is, or you don't recognize it, or you don't know what the properties are. That's okay. I'll go through that as part of the reading. So your crystal choices are malachite, aquamarine, lava, clear quartz, carnelian, rose quartz, jet, moonstone, and citrine. So again, think about your question, take a deep breath in, and choose one of the following crystals: malachite, aquamarine, lava, clear quartz, carnelian, rose quartz, jet, moonstone, or citrine. So this month, I'm going to use Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine's new Oracle card deck. This is the Angel Answers Oracle card deck. And what's neat about this deck is that it has time frames in it, as well as yes or no answers and all sorts of other things. So it's a really kind of unique deck. I haven't used it for a reading like this before, but I'm sure that it's going to work out beautifully and answer all of your pressing questions. All right, so I'm going to give the cards a shuffle, and we're going to ask our angels to bring us messages to help us continue to move forward in a healthy and positive way so that we can create balanced lives for ourselves. All right, so if you've chosen malachite, the message that's coming up for you is the situation will improve. So it feels like and sounds like things within the situation and the question that you've asked about have been kind of up and down. Perhaps you've been going through some difficulty. And basically the message that's coming up for you with this card is that things are going to get better. I really like how the angel is kind of moving and swimming up towards a light at the top. It kind of reminds me that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Malachite as a crystal is really about self-healing, particularly on an emotional level. It's very much associated with the heart chakra, and this is a crystal that brings forward a lot of transformation and change. So the transformation and change with the crystal, plus the message that the situation that you're in will be improving soon. Have faith, have hope, continue to move forward. Things are going to be getting better with the question that you've asked about. And it feels like it's really important to maintain a sense of faith and optimism within the situation and to look for opportunities to advance and move forward. Right? If you've chosen aquamarine, the message that's coming up for you is if you believe. And so again, there's a really strong message of faith and hope that comes up with this message. And it's all about letting go of limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, and I have a sense that there's a certain amount of creativity that's going to come into play within this situation as well. So if you've asked about something about whether or not it will come true, the message that's coming up is if you believe that this is something that is possible to come true and you're able to put energy and resources into bringing that to fruition, then there is the possibility. If the idea of putting energy and attention into the situation starts to feel like it is draining you, then it's really important to pay attention to that, because that's a really strong and clear sign that this is not where you should be putting your energy and attention, and it's important that you move into a new situation or new opportunity. With the crystal itself, aquamarine, it's very much associated with the throat chakra, which is all about expressing yourself, being true to yourself and to who you are, and moving forward in that vein. So if this situation or question involves interacting with somebody else, it's really important for you to do some soul searching, look into what it is that you want and need in the situation, and express that to the other party in a way that you can be heard. And the converse of that is making sure that you give the other party the opportunity to express themselves as well. So communication is really important in this situation too. All right, if you've chosen lava, the message that's coming up for you is opportunity, and it feels like there's a lot of opportunity and abundance within this situation. So the message that's coming through for you is to look for the opportunity for abundance, for a sense of health and wealth and well-being, and it feels like this is actually a really good situation for you. The lava crystal itself represents transformation and change, and it tends to happen on a very quick and rapid level. So I wouldn't be surprised if within this situation it is a good situation for you overall, and that there's the opportunity for a lot of rapid change and movement to bring about that new opportunity. And there's also a feeling of abundance that comes through, pardon me, with this card and message as well. So if you've chosen lava, look for the opportunity within the situation and allow that space and room to grow. If you've chosen clear quartz, the message that's coming up for you is helpful people. So this situation is calling for you to ask for help and support. And one of the things that I really like about this card is that at the very center, there is a person who is holding a young child, and around that child there are angels with lots of light and help and support, and that this person is feeling very protected, that they have the support and the resources that they need to move forward. So the message that's coming up for you if you've chosen clear quartz is that it's important that you not try to do this on your own. It feels like it's probably a fairly large undertaking that you have going on, and it's important to look outside of yourself for help and support in order to continue to move forward. This is how you maintain your sense of balance, stability, and structure as you move forward. And also in allowing other people and angels to help you, you also give them the sense of joy of being able to help and support somebody that they care about. So make sure that you ask for help and ask for support as you continue to move forward. Clear quartz itself is a crystal that's associated with all of the chakras, and in particular it has to do with open connection and communication with angels and source, particularly through your crown chakra and the third eye chakra. So as you ask for help, it's possible that that help will come to you in ways that are unexpected or ways that you haven't necessarily asked for help, but be open to seeing and receiving new opportunities in different ways to help support you through the situation. But overall, know that you are being supported as you continue forward, and it's important to not try to do everything on your own. All right, if you've chosen carnelian, the message that's coming up for you is romance. And so there's a lot of connection and chemistry that's happening. So if the question that you've asked about in particular has to do with romantic situation, the message that's coming up for you is that things are starting to come together. There's a sense of romance and chemistry and connection that's happening for you, particularly coupled with the carnelian crystal, because carnelian is associated with the sacral chakra, which is all about passion, desire, and what it is that you want. So if this is a romantically based question, things are coming together and there is a sense of chemistry and connection. Alternatively, this card is encouraging you to engage in things that, or engage within the situation in a way that you feel passionate. So if you don't have passion for this situation or this relationship, then the message that's coming up is that it's time to let go. And one of the things that I really like about this card is that there's a sense of energy kind of moving up. So between the two people, everything is moving up to a point. And so passion tends to do that, whether it's with somebody else or it's something that we're passionate about. We start down at our sacral chakra and that energy moves up and it allows us to connect. So this card is all about passion, and this situation needs to be about passion for you as well. If there's passion in the situation, then things are going to continue forward and there's a lot of chemistry, connection, and movement. If there isn't passion within this situation, then it's time to be looking at where you do experience passion. All right? If you've chosen rose quartz, the message that's coming up for you is to be assertive. So it's important to make sure that you are being heard within this situation and to take action. Rather than being passive and allowing things to kind of unfold, this card is encouraging you to be a leader, take the initiative and move forward with this situation in a way where you feel positive, empowered, and like you're making a difference. And if you're having a difficult time doing that, ask your angels for help and support with being heard and with taking those next steps. The crystal that comes up with it, with rose quartz, is all about compassion, sense of self. It's a very nurturing and loving crystal, and there's also a sense of unconditional love and support that comes up with it as well. So come into yourself, find that sense of unconditional love and support that you have for yourself, extend it to anybody else who is within this situation, then pick it up and carry it off, but continue to move forward and take a more active role within this situation. Part of the message that's coming in, though, is that if you have been doing that and you're feeling tired and exhausted and drained, be assertive in taking care of yourself and concentrate on self-care and nurturing and nourishing yourself, and allow yourself to be assertive in taking care of you, and everything else will start to fall into place. All right, let's bring our last crystals in. So if you've chosen Jet, the message that's coming up for you is a year from now. So this is a time frame card. And so if you've asked a question with regards to when will something happen, the message that's coming up is that it's a little ways away before things really come together within the situation that you're asking about. Now, it could be that things change throughout the course of that year, but the overall outcome that you're wanting is probably about a year away. Now, the message that's coming up with the Jet crystal itself, it's all about clearing, grounding, connecting, and protection. So while you're navigating the next year or so and allowing things to adjust and work themselves out, make sure that you're taking care of yourself from a grounding point of view. And it's also coming up that if you're working on an energetic level and trying to manifest something within this situation, make sure that you're grounding yourself and grounding the energy that you've been working with so that it can manifest into reality. Now, often what happens when we're working on an energetic level, we're working with our angels and it's kind of up in the clouds. It's not really physical. It's not like we're creating a project that's physical. So when we work up in the ethers, it's really important that we bring that energy down into reality and ground it and start to take action on a physical level and to have that represented on a physical level. Now, if you're able to bring that energy in and ground it into right now, they're showing me that things can start moving forward and happening faster, but there's also caution to make sure that you aren't trying to push and force. So there's kind of an interesting balance that's coming up for you if you've chosen Jet. So if you've chosen Moonstone, the message that's coming up for you is to trust. And one of the things that I really love about this card is that the person in the middle is fully and completely supported. They're in the middle, then around them there's the support of somebody else in the physical form, and then around them is the support of universe, God, source, angels, whatever your belief system may be. So the situation that you have asked about is calling for you to have trust and to have faith and to continue to maintain yourself, to know that you are being helped and supported both on a physical level and also on an etheric and an energetic level by angels, God, source, and universe. This situation is also better and easier than it may seem at the surface. So with the crystal itself, Moonstone is really connected to women. It's and the moon, which is all about intuition. It tends to be kind of more of a withdrawing card energy and coming into yourself. So this situation is really calling you to engage your intuition, connect with the people around you, and also make sure you're connecting with source, and to really bring that energy energy in and to use that as a guide and a tool as you navigate the situation. But overall, the message that's coming up for you is to trust, to have faith that things are getting better, that things are coming together. And there's not an awful lot for you to be pushing in the situation, but there's almost a feeling that it's kind of out of your hands at this point. So continue doing what you need to do to maintain yourself. And the last card, if you've chosen citrine, the message that's coming up for you is reconsider. So within the situation, or actually, let's back that up a step. So it feels like you've possibly been pushing towards a specific outcome within this situation. And the message that's coming up for you is to pull back a step and not be so focused and concentrated on a specific outcome, but take a look at what other opportunities might be coming up. Because what you're wanting to create in the specific way you're wanting to create it isn't healthy or sustainable for you. And so the angels are coming in and they're saying, hey, you know what? We hear that you want to create X, Y, and Z situation. But the way that you're going about it, we have a better way for you to do it. But you have been very closed-minded. That was the word that was going to come out. You haven't been closed-minded. You've been focused on a specific path and a specific way of arriving at that goal. And what we have is we have something different, but we need you to take a look at other options and other opportunities. Citrine is a really powerful manifesting crystal. And so what it says is you do have the power to manifest what you want within this situation, but the way that you're going about it isn't quite right. And so there's some adjustments and some fine tuning that needs to be done. As you go through and you do those adjustments and fine tuning, make sure that you're releasing anything that you've held on to that's kind of brought you up to that point that has been guiding you to the original outcome that you were wanting to work towards. Citrine itself is all about releasing and letting go. It's a very purifying crystal. So let go so that you can move forward, because there is hope and opportunity within the situation. It's just needing to be tweaked a little bit. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's Choose Your Own Adventure Crystal reading. I'm Erin Lee. You can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com, and I want to wish you a fabulous month. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's weekly reading. This week we'll be using Doreen Virtue's Magical Messages from the Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card deck. And your crystal choices for the week are... Oh, Erin! What the heck is that one? That is called Aquamarine. Aquamarine. All right, well, let's do it again.